Welcome to the Three Answers podcast, where we reveal the day-to-day goodness in people's lives. Each guest answers three questions, such as, what is something simple that brings you joy every day? This is show number 6, recorded on November 21st, 2025. In Portland, Oregon, I'm your host today, Rob Bednark. Today, I'm excited to do a call with Kwenda, who is from Johannesburg, South Africa. I met Ellen in a call 6 months ago. I really enjoyed my call with her back then, and I'm excited that she accepted my invitation to be a guest on the show. Ellen was born, raised, and lives in Johannesburg, and is spending this winter working in Canada. I'm eager to find out more about her and discover some of the day-to-day goodness in her life. Hey, Ellen, nice to see you. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, Rob. Good to see you again.
And where are you at today?
I'm in the beautiful land of maple syrup. So in Canada.
Wonderful, Canada.
Yeah. Yeah.
And what is your home? Where are you from?
I was born and originally from South Africa, and not so small, but not too big. Also, a city called Johannesburg, in Soweto.
Excellent. Would you give us an introduction? And free to share whatever you like.
Yes, thanks, Rob. So my name is Kwenda. I was born in South Africa, in Johannesburg, in Soweto. I was born in the era towards the end of bad history in our country called apartheid, and got to witness a lot of history as well at that time. I have a good love for science, and I'm a scientist by profession, specifically a chemist. So I love working with different chemicals, trying to make new materials that we can use in different applications, whether it is solving different challenges such as energy crisis, dealing with pollution, air, water. One thing also that's a bit quirky and something I love about to share about myself, something not serious, is that I always love dresses with pockets. So I'm a girl who loves dresses with pockets.
I
I love
love that.
Yeah, I love red. I love flowers. Yeah, I'm an aunt to two beautiful kids, a nephew and a niece, and yeah, they're just adorable. Well, I don't think they think they're adorable because now they're moving into their teenage years, but to me, as their aunt,
Oh,
I still
oh.
think so. Yeah. What else about me? I love reading. I've always done that from a very young age. And I love telling stories. I love reading stories and I love telling stories as well. I'm currently in Canada right now, where I'm part of a university doing some research here in science, still again, because that is my passion, kind of like my first love. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. How long are you in Canada for?
I'll be here until March.
Okay. All through the
Yeah.
cold winter.
Yay! So 2025 is a year where I don't do summer.
Right, because South Africa is summer now and you're in the winter
Yeah,
in Canada.
in the winter. When I
And
go
then
back, it will
March.
be the winter of summer for them, and then we'll go into winter.
A whole year of
Yeah,
winter for you. Wow.
yeah.
Of course, I
So I like.
imagine winters in Johannesburg are much warmer than winters in Canada, probably.
Oh yes, definitely they are. But
Ah.
when you're there, you don't think that. You're like, oh my God, I'm gonna die because it's so cold.
Exactly. It's all relative, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said you love telling stories. When did that come about? When do you remember kind of first being in love with stories and storytelling?
From very young age. So I've got this character that I had made up in my mind, and that was my like alter persona. I used to tell stories about this character and what I was doing as this character. So something that I didn't share also about me. So in South Africa, we've got 12 languages or 12 tribes or nations, right? So for me, I'm Sutu, I'm Xhosa, I'm Venda, and I'm Chewa. So on my Sutu side, which is from my father's side and my grandmother, she's from Lesotho. So I made up a character from Lesotho, and I called this character Queen of Maluti. So Maluti is a mountain in Lesotho. And then I'd name myself a queen of that mountain, and I have people in that mountain. So daily I would tell stories about how I'm leading my people and how I'm, um, doing adventurous things with them, And I even remember the other day I told a story. I was just playing by myself while I was indoors. So I love spending time indoors. Mostly it's because when I would go outdoors, I would nosebleed. So my mom would just say, "Stay indoors," and so that's why, because it gets quite hot outside. And 2 minutes, 5 minutes outdoors, and then I start nosebleeds. So I like stay indoors. So to keep myself entertained, because I wouldn't be playing with other kids running around in the sun. I'll tell those stories. And sometimes I'll hear my sister laugh. Like, she'll be like, "Wow, are you serious? Like, is that how the story is gonna turn today?" So I would keep her entertained as well. So yeah, from a very young age, I've always loved telling stories. So I'm that person that even in my family, they if so I've got two sisters. So if I'm relating to my one sister about what happened or what was shared from by my other sister, and I was telling them, "Oh, this is what happened," and I would have action and drama, and then they would ask me questions. So, like, what happened next? And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I wasn't there." You know, it's my sister's story. And they're like, "My goodness, you told it like you were there." No,
So you even like telling other people's stories too.
other people's stories too, yes.
Ah, wonderful. I love good storytellers. I do not at all consider myself a storyteller, but I really appreciate good storytelling. I think everybody does. I think it's like part of our humanity that we love to hear stories.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah,
definitely. Stories are
ah,
good for the soul.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you said the character you had created was Queen of, how do you spell the name of the mountain?
Maluti. So Maluti. Yeah, Maluti.
Maluti.
Yes.
Queen of Maluti. So do you still tell stories about that character to yourself or to others?
I haven't in a long time, and I'd actually forgotten about it. And it's just recently I started remembering those stories and how I would entertain myself and even maybe dress up sometimes with that. And I was just reflecting that, as you grow older, sometimes the things that brings creativity in us and that are really part of our character, we sometimes kind of forget. Or sometimes it's because of, the pressures of life that we go
Mhm.
through that makes us to kind of, yeah, forget practicing those things that we used to do, or doing those things that we used to do when we were young. And yeah, reminding myself of that character of Queen Maluti, how fearless she was, and how she would stand for justice as well for her people, protecting them, doing whatever it takes to make sure that her people, her loyal subjects, are well taken care of, and that in being this queen and being respected is that also she cared about her people as well. And yeah, it just resonated with me even in this current time in my life, that I'm still, that person that loves speaking for others as well, that are less fortunate as well. So yeah,
Oh,
was a good reminder of that character.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's beautiful. And you talked about growing up around the time of the end of apartheid. What did that look like for you? What kind of stands out in your memories about that time period?
Yeah, there were a lot of things, and obviously now that, when we look back and you reflect, you're like, wow, so much has changed, in our country, in South Africa. So I remember it was towards the end, so there was a lot of talk of ending that old regime, and one name that used to come up quite a lot in people's conversation around that topic, it was Nelson Mandela.
Mm,
And, we would get to be taught or to be informed by our parents about what is happening in our society, and how there were a group of people that had decided that it was illegal for people of different races to come together, to live together, you choosing where you want to live, where you want to go to school, where you want to work. So we lived in those times knowing that. So in Soweto, then those were homes where it was demarcated to say certain groups of people are gonna live in that area, and it was even further demarcated in a way that if you speak a certain language or you come from a certain tribe, then you live in a certain section in Soweto, and it was like that. Also in, the more affluent areas, then it was also demarcated that certain people are only going to live or have access to those areas. So the city, the way it's designed, also it's still reflective of those laws and those ideologies as well, where certain towns are far away from certain resources. Good thing we didn't have any civil war at the time, but we always grew up with, we've been told that anytime we could have war, anytime, we're not safe, and we could have people coming to our homes to kill us. We could be displaced at any moment. So we need to be ready to run. We need to be ready to flee to another country, so into our neighboring countries as well. So yeah, we're ready for that. And worse, if you had someone in your family who was suspected of being linked to political movements, then the police would come into your house. Well, the police of that time, which are operating on a different way compared to police right now. And,
mm,
they would even vandalize your house because they're trying to look for something,
mm,
whether it's documents, whether it's any information that could lead them to infiltrating or finding people that were
mm.
part of the movement, which are against the regime at that time. There was no any other life except that's the life we knew. And then Nelson Mandela was released from prison. Wow, I remember that. That was one of like, in the atmosphere, it was so electric. You could just literally feel the change, that something has changed in this country, that there was a whole switch that the regime had ended, you know? And I remember Nelson Mandela, because he then, would go through different towns, so that people could see him, so that we could, because we've heard so many years that this man is in prison and now he's out. And like, is it really true that he is out? Because we saw him in TV when he came out. I think there's like a famous picture when he comes out with Winnie Mandela there from Robben Island. But now people are like, is he really out? And he was making, and he passed our street where I used to live. And I
Uh,
saw him and I came out and I was so happy and we were greeting him. We're like, yes, Nelson, da, 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 da,
uh,
and we're just so excited to see him. Then after that, when he came out, it was towards the first democratic elections. And I remember it was very tense at that time, like in the atmosphere, because now those rumors again of war, they started appearing again. That because certain groups of people, they didn't want this change and they
mm,
didn't want this transition. Everybody feared the change, right? Because we didn't
right.
know what it's going to look like
Mm,
after this whole transition. And everybody was just so tense. We would hear of people gathering up resources for like firearms and all of those things to start war. And we'll always be so tense. And sometimes they would throw these chemical bombs like on the street where when that happens, you just have to go indoors and kind of close your windows and even make sure you seal any holes, so that the chemicals don't come into your home, people in your house, because it would be just when you're far away, it wouldn't you wouldn't be injured from that, but then it was very like the gas was not comfortable for you to breathe
mm,
in. Yeah, it would
mhm.
only hurt you if you were very close to the gas as well. So there were a lot of that happened as we moving towards the election, and we witness our parents go and vote for the first
Oh,
time in their life, and we were
wow.
told that. So I was underage, I couldn't vote at the time. And we then started looking forward to, oh my God, in 4 years' time, that will be us. That we're going to have our first elections and we're going to vote. And yeah, it was such a beautiful thing to witness as well when we saw that transition in the country as well.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, let's start in with the questions that you chose. So, the first one, what's something you've let go of that has made your life better?
Hmm. I know it's coffee.
Ah,
I woke up one day and I couldn't drink coffee.
yeah?
Yeah, and it's the truth. And it happened literally like that. I used to be a heavy coffee drinker. I Even now people when I tell them that I don't drink coffee, they don't believe me. I even had one person say to me, "What do you look forward to when you wake up in the morning?" And I said, "I look forward to drinking my hot water." Because that is what I've replaced my coffee drinking habits with hot water.
Oh,
Yeah. So I went on this journey where I wanted to improve my health and to introduce certain good habits. And I went on this, it was called weight loss or fat loss challenge or something like that. So I went onto Twitter at one day and I found this lady. She's a fitness coach, and she was saying, "I'm going to have this weight loss challenge. If you want to join me in the next month, contact me." And then I took a number and I contacted her and I said, "Okay, I've never done diets in my life." It's, I've always been like anti diets.
uh-huh.
And I like for the first time, I'm committing to do a diet and I want to see how it goes. I joined the challenge. I didn't know how it was going to be, and I didn't know if I'll also follow through with it.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first week, so she said she wants to detox us. And we
Uh-huh.
went on this detox 1 week. It's more like a fad diet where it's you remove a lot of food groups and you're just eating kind of like one thing the whole week. But we were eating, so the whole aim is to eat clean, natural foods prepared with minimal processing. If you really have to cook it, you can either just boil it or bake it, right? No using oil or things like that. And no salt, no sugar, no processed foods, no carbohydrate based foods, just mostly fruits and vegetables. Eat them raw, you know. And it was very delicious, but very challenging as well. And in that whole 1 week, I was craving coffee, and we were not allowed to drink coffee or tea.
Oh.
So at the end of the week, we were told we can reintroduce coffee into our diet. And I was so looking forward to drinking my first cup of coffee on a Monday morning. I woke up and yes, I was that person. I looked forward to waking up in the morning and going to make my cup of coffee. And I did that, and it smelled so good. And as I was about to sip this coffee, oh my goodness, it was the worst thing ever. I was like, I can't drink this. I couldn't even swallow it. And
Wow, same
I was
coffee.
like,
1 week later, 1 week no coffee, and then it tastes terrible to you.
yeah. But I'm like, but I'm craving this thing.
Uh-huh.
And I thought, okay, maybe let me give it a day. I left the coffee, poured it down the drain, washed the cup back. I'm like, it's fine. Let's not rush into the coffee.
Uh-huh.
We'll try it again tomorrow.
Uh,
Woke up the next day, went to the kitchen, made a cup of coffee, and then I was like, this is the day I'm gonna drink my coffee. Into my mouth, couldn't swallow it.
wow.
And that
Huh.
was the end of my journey and love of coffee.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Huh.
Yeah.
So why do you think that was?
I've never really, like, really kind of figured that out why it
Yeah.
is. Um, but it could be that maybe I'd reached my coffee saturation level.
You already drank a lifetime's worth
I've
of
done
coffee.
coffee. Then my body's like, "Whoa, I think you've done enough."
Oh, so was that difficult? Like, were you sad about it, or was it because, or was just because it didn't taste good anymore? Was there no grief around it or sadness?
Now in some grief actually for that whole week, for the rest of the week, I was confused. I was frustrated. I didn't know what was going on. How do I make myself drink coffee again?
Uh-huh.
You know? And after a week, I decided to let it go. And I'm, yeah, I decided it's fine. Maybe it
Mm-hmm.
is for the good. Let me see how long this lasts. And it's
Mm-hmm.
been 4 years now, and I haven't had a cup of coffee.
Huh. Wow. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. And so, and you mentioned you've replaced it with hot water?
yeah. So
Oh,
I look forward to waking up and boiling hot water and drinking it as it is.
oh, beautiful. Huh.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Well, plain, simple, pure. Yeah.
yeah.
Ah,
So no more coffee for me.
no more coffee. And so, so that was one of the, I guess, outcomes from doing that diet that you hadn't expected. So overall, were there any other impacts from the diet, like that you've taken away from it? Things you've changed?
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of things that were good, that were positive as well. And it wasn't just the coffee as well. There were other food groups that I I loved, and afterwards I couldn't eat them as well. Peanut
Uh huh.
butter, that was another thing as well. I still love peanut butter. Who doesn't love peanut butter?
Right.
I mean, I was even at the store today and I looked at a whole shelves of peanut butter and I was just like, I can't buy it.
Oh, so similar to the coffee, your body just doesn't like it anymore.
Yeah, so
Huh.
it's like you've had enough peanut butter.
Aha. So 4 years ago, the day that was the end of coffee for you. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
So
Hmm.
it does it. But yeah, I learned to take care of myself and my health as well, and they've become very important.
Uh-huh.
Only have one body, and take care of it is very important. Like I said, I'm not the person that would do diets. This was my first time that I done a diet. And to even weigh my food, to count calories, to weigh myself, and to exercise consistently. So that discipline of taking care of myself was very good for me, and not just physically, as mentally as well. That put my mind as well at a very good and positive space as well. And I think how I loved with the challenge, it was we were not competing against each other as such. We were in a community where we were encouraging each other, because it's you would post like after a week and to say this is your progress, and also people would share, especially in that tough first week of the detox, because it was what do you eat, fruits and vegetables for the whole week. They just gonna taste bland even though they're not
Hmm.
bland. I mean, um and sharing ideas on the group. We formed some community,
Uh,
and that was very good. And the challenge at the end was challenging ourselves. Like, if you're saying you're gonna commit to doing something, are you gonna follow through? And how serious are you with changing your life? So that was good, and also I lost a lot of weight at that time, so that was good for me as well. I enjoyed that, and staying fit and active as well, and enjoying food. I've always enjoyed food, but enjoying food in its natural state. Not always trying to. I think sometimes how we complicate it is we always try to, add too much flavor. It's like
hmm.
with our relationship, we're always trying to impress other people, and not just be natural and be ourselves. And with
Uh,
food is the same. Yeah, fruits and vegetables, they are tasty on their
uh,
own. They've got flavors before we adding in all the other flavors and doing all the other things themselves. Yeah. So,
right. Yeah, I've noticed that myself with flavor that it's flavor's an appetite stimulant. I notice for me, like salt, sugar, it's like the more I eat it, or when I eat it, I feel myself like even wanting more, getting more hungry. So I can
yeah.
see how that can have, yeah, just kind of leads to, I think, too much eating.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Overstimulating. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Ourselves. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and changing diet is like a big that's a big deal. I mean, food is such a part of our
Yes.
lives and such a habit of how we eat, and it's comforting what we like to eat. So changing that is often, usually takes a huge amount of effort. I imagine that it probably was changed you more than just the eating, that I can imagine it somehow changing you in
Yeah,
other ways.
it did. And also something that I'd never really thought about, this issue of body dysmorphia. It's something that I had to also confront myself with as well. That it's okay to be where I am and to look at myself and not vilify my own body. Yes, I could want my body to look a certain way and I could work towards it, but there's no need to be so negative towards myself and my body and how I look. Yeah, so accepting my body as it is and to have a just a healthier relationship with food. I guess with the coffee as well, it was maybe that relationship was also out of balance as well, that I was
Ah,
consuming too much coffee and instead of, having a a diet that was very varied, that includes a lot of food groups, because I just love the coffee so much. So yeah, it
ah,
was good. Yeah, also, yeah, for many
ah.
areas as well for my life. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Good for you. That's fantastic. So that one surprised me because when I did the show with my podcasting partner, coffee was my thing that I like enjoy every day. So for you, it's just like for the different question, something you let go of that made your life better. So fascinating to see coffee on different different ends of the spectrum or something for different people. But that's wonderful. Good for you. All right, the next question. What's something simple that brings you joy every day?
Something simple that brings me joy every day. Uh, I would have to say the relationships that I have with my sisters and also with my partner. I enjoy the conversations I have with them, um, whether it is me listening to them or me getting to share my day with them as well. It always completes my day, knowing that I've got these people in my life and I can share my life with them. And even like right now where I'm at, I don't have them with me physically, so I rely on, communicating with them via phone and yeah, so I used to see them every day, and spending our time together. That sometimes even our sentences, like we're thinking the same sentences as well, or same
Uh,
thoughts as well, on same
uh,
issues. Would even complain, be like, I think we need to move away from each other now because we're in too much in each other's thoughts. We know what the other one is thinking.
You've become like one being. Mm.
Yeah. Um, but definitely they mean a lot to me. And they bring so much joy into my life. I know also I bring that joy as well into their
Ah,
life as well. Yeah.
ah, fantastic. So you're destined for science, not for being a seamstress and fashion
And
designer.
nothing is here. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, it was when I guess when I fell in love with science and it clicked on me that I don't have to be the one doing the drawing or doing the seamstressing or making the actual dresses. I could be the one making the material. And I fell in love with science and how I could make different material for
oh,
them and they could my sister or someone like my sister could design a beautiful ball gown and I could come up with the material that fits in with that ball gown. And then someone like my mom, she could then put the material together and make that. So yeah, still went back to that dream, but now with what I was good at. um,
ah,
but I'm not in the fashion industry now, but I'm a scientist and I make different materials. And yeah, that's where I'm at.
wow. And what kind of materials do you make?
Yeah. So right now, like the materials that I'm looking at is carbon-based materials,
Uh huh.
things like your graphite. graphene, carbon nanotubes, carbon spheres, any carbon-based material, and using them in different applications in energy, in water. So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
still into materials. Yeah.
Uh, excellent. Wow, that's how and when do you remember falling in love with science? Do you remember have any stories around that?
Yeah. So I remember there was a TV show I once watched, and there was a lady, she was a chemist. She worked for a fashion company, and and I didn't see the link right at that time because I was like, okay. And for me, the first chemist that I kind of knew was this lady on TV. That,
Hmm.
oh, okay, so it's like something called a chemist,
Uh-huh.
and they can make, material. And I see it for me because I thought initially I wanted to be a fashion designer, and seeing this chemist lady in the fashion world, and it kind of clicked and it made sense. But what got me hooked into science, it was when my parents bought us encyclopedias because I had a love for reading and reading those different books and consuming the knowledge. That's when I fell in love with it, reading about all the different scientists and the different things that they did. And I said, wow, one day I would want to be in the space and to be like amongst these people.
Wow. So it's through the encyclopedias, not through school directly where you first got that love. Huh. Wow. All because your parents bought you those encyclopedias.
Yeah, yeah, they sure made a huge impact in my life. Yeah.
Wow. Ah, that's neat. I remember growing up myself that we had a set of encyclopedias and I loved looking at those. I don't know if I read a lot, but I just like paging through them, looking at the pictures.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
they
always
felt
tell
magical.
my nephew niece that because we didn't have Google, so that was our Google.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Exactly.
that's where I used to spend a lot of my time Googling through the encyclopedia, doing my homework, reading the different books. So it was a
Oh,
heavy Google.
yeah, happy Google, indeed. And the final question, what are you most grateful for?
Um, my health. That's what I'm most grateful for. I'm a healthy individual right now. I've got family, I've got friends as well. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have as well. I'm grateful for the people that also have helped me along the way to get to where I am at this point, where they're contributing to my life personally or professionally as well. Yeah, so I'm grateful for the communities that I have that that surround me and that I've built.
Hmm.
I'm grateful for this opportunity to be in Canada to experience a different environment, be in a different workspace as well, to learn from other people. I love learning new things. There's just something about learning something new. It just also sparks some creativity in you
Ah,
about other things that you might have been thinking about or that you might have challenges with. So yeah, I'm most grateful for that, that I can still learn, that I have communities around me as well.
beautiful. So much to be grateful for. Good for you. Okay, thanks so much, Ellen. I really love talking with you. I was so excited to get to talk with you again, and this has made my day. It was just wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob, for this opportunity and for such a great chat as well. I really enjoyed this.
Ah,
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Have a nice evening in Canada.
Thank you. You too. Have a good one. Bye.
All right, bye bye. This has been the Three Answers Podcast. Thank you to today's guest, Ellen from Johannesburg, South Africa. In Portland, Oregon, I'm Rob Bednark. Thank you for listening.